Milán y el barítono Leonardo Esteves. Contamos también con la participación de la maestra directora de orquesta Patricia Puchulú y el coral de estudiantes de quinto año de la Escuela Normal Superior en Lenguas Vivas número 1 en su 150º aniversario.
The extra verse of the Marseillaise catching even the French players off guard. But just settle back and enjoy what's to come here. It's not a short anthem, but those final few stentorian lines are always worth the wait. Emotion writ large in Argentine faces, and the hum of motorway traffic out the back of it, Dario Vélez Sarsfield, punctured by the marching band and by over 40,000 proud sets of Argentine lungs and vocal cords. Few prouder than Paulo Matera and his little boy. It's a wonderfully vibrant, passionate and excitable backdrop for a game of rugby. Argentina must win to settle and level the test series. France looking to close it out. 28-13 victors last weekend. Comfortable victors, it must be said. And looking to whitewash Los Pumas on their own patch. The multilingual and very well-travelled Andrew Brace of Ireland is today's referee. He's a talented grade 8 violinist and is once an international player himself in the colours of the Belgian national team. Today clad in bright orange and leading his team of officials in the last of the Buenos Aires sunshine. Felipe Contepomi in the middle, Phil from the right, taking charge of his second test as Argentina's head coach. Maybe Los Pumas will get us going as Fabien Galtier peers out from beneath those World War II fighter pilot style glasses of his. Countdown completes. Buenos Aires buzzing, and the second and final test kicked off by Santi Carreras. And immediately the clearing kick from Suarez, half charge down. So it's Argentina possession. Santiago Cordero, his first touch in Test rugby since last August. Rocked up at Connacht as a new signing over the summer. Did his knee ligaments, didn't play for 8 months. Thunderous run from Oviedo. Bassan Vélez juggles and then gets splattered by Joseph. Quick ball for Argentina. Carreras, Cordero, Matera steaming up to the 22. Bassan Vélez for Molina. He made his debut off the bench last weekend. Julian Montoya, one of the 2 Argentine try scorers. Bassan Vélez, Carreras and Cordero running hard at Baptiste Serin. Bassan Vélez and Carreras again. A lot of tempo to this start from Argentina, but some indiscipline too.
I think it's an extra greedy clear on Guyard for his first start. The Lyon player, but I mean, what an amount of energy though from the Pumas. We were chatting off air. You know, what can Argentina change? What can they change from last week with Mendoza? In reality, we were surprised, happy. I was super proud of the Baptiste Serin led team and the effort that they put together. But we were slightly disappointed with the performance of the Pumas. Now, energy, line break. Oviedo there finds the starting scrum half back at pace. Finally, they're building on something. So all this beautiful sort of start got unfortunately vanished because of an extra greedy clean, but at least the energy is there and it's vital today.
Both lineouts were a picture of perfection last week, but the first throw from Gaëtan Barlot a little too high for his jumper. First blemish on the Cast Hookers copybook, the summer tour. Bassan Vélez, Carreras, crossfield up and under into the blaring Argentine sun. Fabulous take from Mati Sogbe. Volleyball style, full stretch above his head.
Okay, leave in. That's good there now.
Servat through the dummy, and then basketball passed it back to Antoine Astoy. Another penalty.
Just pulling him in, yeah.
Andrew Brace says it, pull him in a little bit to the scrum half. You cannot touch the last player who's about to pick up the ball if he has the scrum half. That's a bit of a special rule in rugby. You can pretty much belt anybody apart from the scrum half. He's just too precious because he can normally 99% of the time allow the play to flow, the play to continue. But also those cheeky scrum halves, they know how to play that role. They know how to be pulled, and Baptiste Serin is an Olympic champion of cheekiness. And I'm sure he milked that one. There, the look, the dummy. And now a second opportunity for Gaëtan Barlot.
Yeah, in his first start. Blames the line out at the front. France were ruthless when they got to these positions last weekend. 6 entries into the Argentine 22. Came up with points on 4 of those occasions. Antoine Frisch scored their second try. Big performance on his first international. Michy sets it up. And Jean-Baptiste Gros, the big 2-0 Lucette, shot down by Marco Kremer, top tackler in Test 1. Astoy and Frisch. Little grubber kick in behind, which Santi Carreras has to mop up. And he finds Bassan Velez looking to take on Nushi. Can't shrug the tackle of the big Montpellier flanker. This is Vivas.
Still in, no, back. Take him back.
Carreras plays most of his club rugby for Gloucester as a fullback, but Argentina happy to back his scale and his nous as a 10 in the absence of the veteran Nicolas Sanchez. Here's Matera, ball in one hand, the Centurion with fire in his eyes, carries over halfway. Bassan Velez to Julian Montoya, lovely sleight of hand from the captain, hits Michael Vivas. And Los Pumas playing all the right notes in these opening 5 minutes. Cordero, beauty out the back of the hand to Chocobares. Inside now to Moroni. Suddenly fluency. Sweet music from the Argentines, where they played only bum notes last week. And a thunderous bullocking charge through the middle from Molina. He popped it onto Kremer, Bassan Velez and Paulos. Argentina scream into the French 22. Bassan Velez. Serra blocking his path. Clever play from the captain. Oviedo. Paulos. Eduardo Beccio of the Newcastle Falcons. Buenos Aires starts to believe.
Offside advantage.
Argentina with penalty advantage in the bank. And they'll need it.
You're off your feet. Offside and play.
Bassan Velez goes quickly. There's that sevens experience. Chocobares won't run over the top of Joseph, but quick ball for Argentina. Then the pass is a loose one. And Cordero loses the ball. Nushi plunges on it for France. Another of those debutants last weekend. Kick half charged, everybody's onside, so Guyard can scoop it up and salvage it for France. Busanti.
Okay.
Third penalty conceded by Argentina. Excitable but ill-disciplined start.
And Baptiste Sarrin is not going to play that one. And of course he is, because I said it.
Off he goes like a rocket. Serra slicing Argentina open. The swooping pass to Esther Echard. 1 against 2. Echard cuts in. Kremer drags him down. Barret scoops it clear, and Concorrier 6 meters out the French.
Still in, no.
Anything Bassan Velez can do, Serra can match. Joseph engulfed by Kremer. Serra. Colombe, 145 kilograms. Freed one of those mighty arms, but the pass is loose. And Argentina survive, much to the joy of the 40,000 home punters. And Molina will just take a few meters with that carry. Give Bassan Velez the space on the platform to clear his lines, which he does. Echard. Off he goes, running at Delgui, shackled by Oviedo.
Yeah, good
Slow
initially.
ball for Tunon's Baptiste Serra. Astoy, Barret in the line, menacing the Stade Francais fullback. Scored a super try against England in the final match of the Six Nations. End of a long old season for these French players. The majority of them weren't part of the frontline World Cup squad, but they've had so many top 14 in European games. And Eduardo Beccio rewarded for being battered and bruised and bloodied by those French cleaners. He hung in there and he got the penalty.
Look, we were a little bit frustrated about the first 20 minutes in Mendoza. Certainly after 8 minutes, 100 times more things have happened. And just in the last passages of play, I mean, a tremendous session of bursts through, especially through the midfield of France by Argentina, leading up to a penalty under the post.
Super nudge that. Leo Barret covering. Argentina failing to hit touch.
It's always a good sign when commentators don't get a moment to actually explain what happened, right? Baptiste Serin. I was about going to say, he's not going to play this one quick. Obviously he did. For our absolute delight, 50 meters later, he will find Lester Etienne, who's been very, very promising for his second cap, the Stade Francais winger. And Argentina back at it.
Back at it, 50 meters further from where they started.
Again.
Delguy just spilled the ball as he looked to break. Etienne picks up the pieces, and Michael Guillard showing a clean pair of fields. Look at him rampaging. Atisogbe, he's got Serin, and the captain's in again. Sickening Argentina again. That is French flair at its finest.
That's good live.
Well, finally we can get to talk about all that's happened. But again, a great burst in the midfield by Argentina. Baptiste Delguy unfortunately can't catch it. And look at Guillard. The pace and the accuracy to find his worker back inside. 2-on-1, close to the line, not too greedy to find who else than Baptiste Serin, the captain, who was leading by example, especially in the first half last week in Mendoza, leading by example today in Buenos Aires, and who's going to conclude this magnificent moment for France. Don't forget that only 2 minutes they could have conceded 3 points under the sticks after a couple of sequences from Argentina that really hurt the French defense. And all of a sudden in rugby, international rugby in particular, you got to be efficient. When the opportunities are there, you got to seize them. And you don't want Guillard to get those loose passes and not to deliver in them. And now in the end, Baptiste Serin scores those 5 points, an extra 2 points by Astoy. That's great start.
It's ruthless from France, isn't it, Benji? One mistake from Argentina, and even with a young team, an inexperienced team, France can cut you to ribbons.
Decision making is on point, structure is on point, and the mental battle has been fantastic, because don't forget, Argentina are absolutely up for it. 100th cap for Matera. After hiding in Mendoza, they have to avenge their honor.
And use it!
Baptiste Serin made his debut for France here in Argentina, not in Buenos Aires, but in Tucumán back in 2016. France won that game 27 points to 0. He's doing a job on Los Pumas again.
5 numbers early, 5.
Guillard did a really good job last week when he came on for 20-25 minutes. Turnover, he can play in the row, in back row, but also lock. He's got his opportunity today. Another great prospect.
Chocobares, familiar face to so many of these French players, the double champion with Toulouse.
Hold on.
Carreras trickles that kick into the 22. Neat touch from Etienne. Big carry as well to buy his teammates some time to support. Jean-Baptiste Ducrot.
Use it!
One of the higher cap tallies in this French squad behind Baptiste Serin. This is his 29th game for his country.
Stop.
Astoy of La Rochelle.
Thank you.
Gives us all a chance to pause for breath.
Every time you see somebody else wearing the number 9, you can't help to think, but just when Antoine Dupont will be back after the Olympics, surely he's going to be back, and probably the captain, absolutely. However, Baptiste Serin, if he continues with this accuracy and this leadership, he's going to cause some serious questions in the team pick.
Clever change of direction to Carreras, and Mateo Carreras working off his ring. No relation to Santi. Hassan Vélez, not a high tackle according to Andrew Brace. Montoya bundles into the 22. Matera, Paulos, Vivas, another of the Gloucester Argentine contingent. Carreras, the crossfielder, looking for Delguy, gets it inside brilliantly, but it won't sit for Argentina.
Still live.
And the birthday boy, Emilian Gailleton, 21 today, makes an important intervention.
Into touch.
Lester Etienne's got to be careful. He's caught tight a little bit in that defense. Out wide on his opposite winger, Delguy.
Option.
Carrera spotted it. And if that inside pass by the Clermont winger was a tiny bit more accurate, from Mooni. It could have caused them a whole lot of trouble. Gaëtan was there, being careful. It's the lack of efficiency that's causing the Pumas such trouble.
Still they have possession, taken by Matera. Santi Carreras to Marcos Kremer. Velez plays a 1-2 off the referee, and Lucy won't be allowed to play on because it hit the official.
Touch me, I know.
Nushi there, who was tremendous last week, picking up the starting position because Judier Kelkankorié, like you said, was injured. He's there covering, he had a tremendous amount of defensive activity.
Okay, let's go, fellas, please.
And he's picking up exactly on the same pace. However, he had a tiny bit of help by Andrew Brace.
Be really slow, okay? Don't
So we're going to start with a Argentinian scrum put in.
Behind. Equilibre.
Scrum an area France dominated in Mendoza. On a couple of scrum penalties and a free kick. It's an area they are very, very strong, whichever team, whichever front row. And it is a seasoned front row, anchored by Jean-Henri Collomb, that France select. 9 scrum penalties, 1 in the Six Nations, just a few conceded. Argentina have been working hard. Big scrum session on Wednesday to combat that. Here they come, first phase manoeuvre, getting Delgui off his wing. Carreras, Cordero, Mateo Carreras. He can sidestep you in a phone box, but he's wrapped up on the 5. Matera dips those big, broad shoulders. Velez to Paulos. One of 7 Argentines today who play their club rugby in France. Here's another, Joaquin Oviedo of Perpignan.
Offside.
Penalty advantage Argentina. Moroni, Carreras, Bautista Delgui, 4 to beat, can't do it. Montosha and Kremer, what a collision. Gaëtan Barlow read that, took the Argentine Hulk ball and all. Oviedo caught behind the gain line, and Sean Edwards blitz, doing a job on Argentina. Back will go for the penalty.
13 and 2 offside.
Andrew Brace coming back to an offside position by Emilien Gaëtan and Gaëtan Barlow, but the same Gaëtan Barlow delivered some shot on Marcos Kremer. He's been tremendous, the cast hooker. Obviously playing under the shadows of the 2 Toulouse hookers, Julien Marchand and Peato Movaca, double champions this season. But he is extremely active, precise in the line out, very clever, great leader. Good tackle there to the legs, and this big left shoulder shot on Marcos Kremer. That's a bit of that's a good reference to have on your CV. A shot like that on Kremer.
Here come Argentina. Oviedo and Delgui made over 150 meters with the ball in hand last week. Oviedo, 12 carries in Mendoza. He's made a few already. Velez, Matera, just grabbed by Gaëtan. Kremer, bulldozing forth. Argentina have committed so many men to that breakdown. They're within touching distance of that tantalizing white paint. Matera went for it. Now they drive again. Bechel waits. Bechel drives, and Eduardo Bechel scores. And that is the response that Argentina craved. A first international try for the tight head prop. And the kick will level the scores.
Felipe Contepomi surely did his homework. They are asking so many questions from the French defense off those lance plays. We saw some trick plays, dummy play in the blind side to go open, and the French defense is just lacking a tiny bit of urgency at going around the corner and getting their big shoulders in front of the big ball carriers, and they're making half a meter after half a meter, and Baptiste Serin and Astoy are going to do absolutely nothing against the Bechel, who's going to cross the line there. A lot of intent, a lot of aggressivity on the Pumas side. You can see the celebration is also there mentally for them to say, we're in this, we want this. A very important try.
Santi Carreras has said in recent months he wants to be the best player in the world one day. He's certainly a talent. And he's nailed his first kick. 7 points apiece. We have a game on our hands. The experienced coaching box around Felipe Contepomi, who's got the great Juan Manuel Fernandez Lobby, I think running the water today. Another legend of Argentine rugby, Andres Bordoy, another former Puma, and Kendrick Lynn, who was the Highlanders attack coach, who recently added to his team.
Inside.
That's an error from Mateo Carreras, or is it? He was just inside his 22. He's going to get away with that one.
Come here.
You mentioned the experience on the Argentinian coaching staff. Well, you saw that they were pretty composed after quite a thrashing last week for the opening game of your international campaign as a coach. Felipe Contepomi, surely it wasn't the start that he expected, but he looked pretty relaxed, pretty composed, pretty secure. Has rotated his team, and now we'll be happy with them scoring this try.
Issue for all of these Argentine players. They're playing club rugby in the Northern Hemisphere to one schedule, and international rugby to the south, which means they don't really get a break. This is the last game of the season for France, and it is the first of the international campaign for Argentina, coming at the end of a grueling World Cup year. They've done a job on the French maul there, Franco Molina at the heart of it, but it's like a never-ending treadmill, Benji, for some of these Argentine players because they're straddling the hemispheres.
It's incredibly hard, incredibly demanding psychologically, but also in the body. You've got to take on the jet lag, you've got to take on the emotional roller coaster that it is to then represent your country and then feel that you're disappointing everyone because you want to go back and play for your club. However, they need to win those small little mental battles, and score that try to get back on the scoreboard is the perfect way to do it. And then collapsing or actually making this driving maul from the French line out unproductive is another very big win. You saw how they celebrated, slapping each other, on the back. Now all you need is a dominant scrum there, and the Pumas will have won their battle.
Let's go, guys. Quick reset.
Andrew Brace is a fluent French speaker.
You okay?
Father's Belgian background. But he's not speaking in French out of fairness to both teams, because he's not quite as fluent in Spanish. So
just control the weight.
He's refereeing today in English, just to ensure that equity to both teams. But you'll notice if he does have a little private chat with one of the French players, he might slip in a word or two of Francais.
You mentioned that physical strain. I mean, Julian Montoya is a perfect example. Playing for Leicester Tigers, a strong, dominant feature in the last World Cup in France for the Pumas. One of those leaders that you turn to when the things are not going exactly your way. Try to find the solutions during the game at scrum time, around those games when you have the decision making. And obviously physically it is incredibly, unbearably hard, probably even too hard today. Unfortunately, he's going to have to leave the field. Such a tremendous leader and warrior of a player.
But he's human. Real loss for Argentina. Julian Montoya, close to 100 caps, their captain, their talisman. Skippers of Leicester Tigers too, as Benji mentioned, and you can see the anguish etched across his face. It's Ignacio Ruiz, former London Irish hooker, now of Perpignan, for the demise of that club, who's come on to replace him. And with the Rugby Championship just a month around the corner, Argentina would be loath to see anything serious befall their skipper. Big shunt coming on from Jean-Henri Collomb.
Great scrum by Jean-Henri Collomb.
Eating Michael Vivas for petit déjeuner. Now Argentina recover, and Basan Velez a bit loose again. 10 handling errors from Las Pumas in Mendoza really stunted their progress, and Carreras has been wrapped up in a French sandwich here. Maul is formed, ball is cocooned, scrum is France's.
Nushi did incredibly well with the headband. That big number 6 for Montpellier, only his second cap. Or the scrum cap, sorry. He catches Carreras and makes sure that his knees cannot touch the floor, so Andrew Brace is forced to call it a maul. And as soon as it is, all the players can aggregate. You can make sure that this maul goes absolutely nowhere. Get your hands on the ball, squeeze very, very hard, wait for the storm to pass.
Let's go, fellas.
And you will get the put in into the next scrum. It's really clever play.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that far side where the enormous Jean-Jacques Colombe is up against Marco Vivas. It's that side that crumbled for Argentina just a minute ago. Colombe again exerting pressure.
And use it.
Joseph. Serin. Oh, lovely line from Antoine Frisch, who's cut through the middle. Serin once more. Astoy. Barré to Atisorpe, the 19-year-old, sliding down the touchline, staying in the field of play. Lovely interplay from the French. Astoy and Serin, Barré.
Use it.
Slip passing in close quarters. Barlow's carry. Concorrier. Serin. Astoy. Gailleton. Born in Croydon, Greater London. But very much a Frenchman raised on the other side of the channel. Soft hands from Pissanti, the bouncing pass to Joseph.
Advantage.
Got the penalty should they need it here, France. Serin. Astoy's little angled kick. Belgi's covering, and back we'll go.
7's got to roll.
Marcos Kremer's got to roll out of the tackling area. Andrew Brace picked it up. I think he saw us on the Gailleton pickup, and then Jean-Jacques Colombe was trying to clear him out, but the tackler is still in the area, not allowing Baptiste Serin to be able to pick up that ball and to keep the tempo up. France striking back, milking that penalty, taking a shot at goal to try to stay ahead on the scoreboard. But you mentioned it during commentary, that little interplay was sensational.
If he affects speed of ball.
Atisorbe just not going to touch. Astoy picking it up for Serin, and that little 1-2 with Léo Barré just dribbling on the sideline, but ball in hand. That was brilliant.
Astoy didn't miss a kick last weekend, taking at 80% overall for La Rochelle this year. That one straight and true, and France edge back into the lead. It's a very sore and weary looking Julian Montoya. Grimaces.
Nice pack on the stomach. Unfortunately, that means it could be the ribs. Yeah, you can see them holding his chest. And let me tell you, if you've got sore ribs and you try to scrummage, it's like, you know, sleeping with a piano on your chest. It's quite complicated.
I'm sure you found a way, Benji.
Hold on.
As long as there's food under that piano, I'll be all right.
Touched. Pablo. 7.
First line out throw for Ignacio Ruiz. He's coming on for the great Montoya. It's just about taken in by Matera. Great battle for supremacy in the sky. Oviedo. Sandeles buys the penalty off Nushi.
Okay.
And then gets splattered for his troubles by the very same player. What was that you said earlier about belting scrum halves, Benji?
I love how Nushi's, I mean, he's only young, but he's still experienced. He knows what he did wrong, but he might as well just shake up the opposite scrum half. It's part of the game. And as soon as he sees Kremer and Chocobar is trying to run after, just keep on jogging and get back onto your own side. Look, it's called playing mind games. It's called being physical. It's called trying to win as much as you can. But now another side that we did not want to see on the French side is after Julian Montoya for Argentina, see being Jean-Jacques Colombe, unfortunately, having to walk back to the bench.
Well, looks like France have lost their starting tight head, such a key player for them last weekend. Demba Bamba, who was an injury out for this game, played a few minutes against Uruguay in midweek, but wasn't banking on playing 54 of this one. Here's Moroni into Gailleton. Bassan Vélez, Carreras, little delay on that pass, hit Cordero. Ignacio Ruiz tumbles around the corner. Much better from Argentina in those close quarter exchanges, but Accuracy still deserting them further out wide. Carreras zips the pass flat. Moroni chips for himself to chase. Barret's under massive pressure, right on his own line. Argentina hunting for the steal. Serra can't allow that ball to cross the white line, or all the Argentines are onside. He's hit Demba Bamba. Welcome to the game, Demba Bamba. He's ransacked over his own line. Scrum down, Argentina put in. And look at Thomas Gasho.
Different pace, different intensity on the Pumas side, which is fantastic for the game overall. But look, again, another question mark. You pretend driving more, then you skip pass for 3. You keep on asking questions. That tackle by Antoine Fritsch is a very, very hard one, a very hard read to pick up that Delgui's there. That little chip pass, and then the intensity on Leo Barret. I don't know how he manages to stay out. But then Baptiste Saint just wanting Demba Bamba to be able to get out from the end zone to organize the kick. Gasho has seen it. Argentina are ready. They're up for it, and they're 5 meters out.
And now France have lost the cornerstone of that front row. No Georges-Henri Collomb, so more pressure on Demba Bamba.
Control your weight. Control, please.
He's not a small man, he's just not quite as big as Georges-Henri Collomb. But then again, there are few in not just the game of rugby, but few people in France, I suspect, who are quite as big as Georges-Henri Collomb. The scrum used to be the preserve, the fear-inducing Bajadita. And listen to Lautaro Pasanveles screaming at his forwards.
I don't think I've rarely heard a scrum half been so up for a scrum. Laurento Pasanveles, he knows this is an important moment. His team is behind, his team has lost the first test match.
Meet them in the middle, okay? Meet them in the middle, control your weight, Franks, okay? Come on, fix it.
If Andrew Brace wants them to meet them in the middle, they will do exactly that. But once they're in the middle, they want to be just ahead, just above. Everything counts.
Seconds.
He's like a little chihuahua barking the instructions at this pack of Rottweilers.
His voice is not going to make it to the second half.
The Bajadito, the 8-man Pumas shunt, splinters France. Penalty try.
Wow.
What a racket. And it's kicking off in the in-goal area. Gauntlet thrown down. Statement issued. Argentina's pack reigning supreme. And it's still going off. It's Mateo Carreras, the smallest man on the pitch, who's come steaming in to mix it with the big dogs.
Walk, France. Argentina walk. Pablo. 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 I don't know what's happened there after I've gone under the sticks, okay? And then it's all kicked off behind me, okay? You need to take responsibility now as captains, all right?
Because you're certain.
Thank you, guys. That's the first and last.
I think Andrew Brace knows exactly what happened. A penalty try over a pushover scrum is not just a try, it's not just a penalty try. It's the Argentinian pack dominating, and they want to make sure that the message is heard loud and clear in the French ears. So there's definitely been an extra little push, an extra little shove. But whatever that motivation by the Argentinian scrum half Pasanveles, it has worked, because Vivas absolutely tore apart Demba Bamba, going through him with that extra shove, and the Pumas have done incredibly well.
No need to take the conversion when a penalty try is scored these days. No change from a couple of seasons ago, so the full complement of 7 points added to Argentina's score. They lead by 4, 10 minutes of this first half remaining. And after the visceral beating that was visited upon the Argentine pack at scrum time last weekend, how they have turned the tables. How big a push that will be to them psychologically.
That's mentally, psychologically, it's an incredible boost. It's an uppercut against the French, and they got to fight back. They got to show. You got to be clean in your put-ins.
It's another ropey line out, and Lautaro Basanveles leading the big dogs from the front. Molina, sit down, Baptiste Pessanti. Argentina laying waste right now. Carreras, Cordero, Delgui, slaloming inside. Ruiz pulling it back for Carreras. Joguares holds on. Matera, the delay on the pass to Santiago Cordero. Big French counter rock. Basanveles had to scoop it up. You get scooped up. France calling for the maul, and they're going to get it.
That's a great defense. Great defense, a bit more on the aggressive line-out defense, or line-out D in general for France. Julie Kelkel-Corrier catching Carreras a couple of times, and then Baptiste Serin there, and Fritsch have done well. I don't think the Argentinian, TV broadcasters will see this enough again and again. Like you said, it's the Barradita. The scrum has been such a pillar and a center heart of Argentinian rugby. And for our own personal delight, we would like to see more of that collective expression of force. But France get a second chance. Good counter ruck by Baptiste Serin and the French backs. Regather possession. And now Demba Bemba, who just came on for Georges-Henri Colombe, he's got a second chance to show what he's made of.
Stable. Take the weight, Argentina.
A little too eager that time, Argentina. Free kick France, and Serin off and motoring at Isope. He is mashed by Marcos Kremer, top tackler in Mendoza last weekend with 20 shots. More dominant tackles than anybody else in the French top 14, where he plays physically, shall we say, for Clermont. Serin this time opts to kick. A lot less kicking from the French halfbacks today, and that one's overcooked. Out on the full. 34 kicks from hand between Serin and Astoy last weekend. That was a lot. More running in this one, less cagey, more open. And Serin with probably his first mistake of the Test series.
That's what those extra shoves are there for. You're trying to catch a little bit the lucidity of the key players of the French team. And Baptiste Serin, like you say, first mistake in this test.
Over good.
He's the talisman.
And first stolen lineouts from France. Concordier was up at the tail.
Okay. Tackle up, release. Over there. 5, release on the ground. Roll out. Dees. Yeah, okay, just on the marker, yeah?
Argentina with a lion's share of first half possession, 60%. Same figure for territory as well. A lot more ball and attacking opportunities than they mustered by this time 7 days ago. A lot more points on the scoreboard too. Billard takes unchanged. Frisch, Pessanti, bullocking run from the Toulon second row. Serin, flat pass, Barré, popping up in the line. But Santi Joguares picking pockets, turning the ball over.
Walk. One.
Now we were waiting to see the impact that Santi Joguares could have on this Argentinian lineup. Mainly used as a decoy or as a distributor in this in those first 35 minutes. Because there he just showed a totally different facet of his game. Good tackle by Moroni. He is strong little unit, perfect position, low center of gravity, and he will regather that possession and steal the ball on the floor, get that penalty for his team, and allowing them to win relatively easily 40 meters and putting France again back in their own half in threatening position.
France conceded 7 penalties in 80 minutes last weekend. They're already up to 6 in 35. Oviedo breaks off the maul, shearing away, but Serrat ripped it from his grasp.
Advantage! 18, yeah?
Saberes, Matera, oh, he's a tackle bag. He's absolutely cleaved in two. Barlow was up quickly, so too Guillard.
Ball, Pablo. Yeah, it's on the 15.
The penalty went against Demba Bamba.
18.
Coming into that maul
18 entry.
from an offside position.
18 entry. Nothing clear live. Nothing clear live, Pablo. If it is, yeah. On the ball from the point.
Pablo Matera not complaining for that shot. I think it's Pessanti absolutely melted him. Guillard is that second row of France partnership, number 5 and number 4.
Discipline.
Great right shoulder, slightly high but not too high, and then Guillard just finishing the job. Matera loves it, bit of a cheeky smile. The competitor and the warrior in him, he actually likes that type of stuff.
You know a player's tough when he takes 2 shots from 2 massive second rows and gets up smiling. Here come Argentina. Moroni, Carreras, he's like a matador, and he's over! Listen to Buenos Aires. Look at the pylon on the French try line. Blue and white euphoria sparked by Santi Carreras.
Strike moves of Argentina have been absolutely sensational. Again, a dummy driving maul, but Matera shifts it over, and the dummy by Carrera. And then melting Fritsch on the inside step. L'Esteretien, Astoy can't do anything about it. Nushi tried to get his hands under, couldn't either. That is a sensational finish by the Argentinian fly half. And again, a fantastic launch play that from the get-go gets the French defense on the back foot, gets them guessing, gets them chasing, never dominating that the line. Argentina are extremely threatening, very, very precise, and their launch plays are just too good at the moment.
Pass, pussy. Any flash points got to be in there first.
Carreras converts his own try. Argentina 21, France 10. And the emotion once again spilling over. Argentina, such a proud rugby nation. They haven't played in front of their own people for close to 9 months now for this test series. It means so very, very much to them. And their pride dented last weekend. And that
inside
passion and desire pouring out of them in a very visceral way this weekend. Carreras with a good touch finder. Final minute of the half. France will have the last attack.
And there's nothing better for your morale to back something fantastic with another very well, simple executed get out of your own half play, and that's what they did brilliantly. Great catch by Oviedo, deceptively strong, making meter after meter, and then the good execution of the kick. France are 50 meters out.
Barlow for Serrat, Astoy, and Gailleton. Serrat, Lenny Nushi, his father Samuel, a pro player for Montpellier, only now following in his boot prints. Guillard, Astoy, and Joseph clever out the back. Here's Barret, throws the dummy. Gailleton's with him, cutting back inside, then going on the outside and leaving the ball behind. And as the halftime hooter sounds, France spurn a big opportunity to strike back. And Baptiste Serrat takes a knee on the touchline. It's been a spicy old test match, a very different test match.
It's a good start for France, at least a bit of a bit of punch, a bit of energy. Posolo Tuilagi on, Briat on, definitely at halftime in the sheds. The French management is trying to find solutions, right? How do we shake things off? How do we create some sort of difference in the second half? Because psychologically,
Stay on top of that.
Pumas are ahead, are in front. They have struck hard. They have dominated, especially the second half of the first half. So now 11 points deficit. If you can put 3 on the board, you can allow yourself to not have to score 2 tries necessarily
Just
to get back into this.
4 French forwards into double figures for tackles in that first half. Well, they start the second with 3 more points. France cut the gap to 8 points. And this is a problem for France, Benji, because they've already lost starting tight head Jean-Janvier Collomb to injury. Now Demba Bamba is bottom right corner of your screen, being gingerly helped off. Collomb, in fact, is coming rumbling back on again. The tank of La Rochelle. He's going to have to play another 38 minutes when it looked like he'd been withdrawn for injury. Must have been a tactical sub, or they wouldn't have been allowed to bring him back on.
I'll see how he power walked back onto the pitch. He might still be injured, I don't know exactly, but hopefully not injured enough to disallow him from having another go. I mean, the consequences are so complicated for France. They would have had, I think, to drop a player and to play with 14 men. And when you're behind by 8 points, it's definitely not the scenario that you want to be in.
Belgique escapes the clutches of Florent Briat, who is an international player for the first time, the age of 31 years old, and he's considered a penalty right on cue.
Yeah, as you mentioned him, he obviously tackled the scrum half of Argentina, which is not permitted. That's not the type of impact that you want off your bench. You want the accuracy, you want the energy,
good gap,
while still being able to analyze that you're causing a mess into the ruck. That's fantastic. You cannot touch the scrum half.
Argentina looking to pick up where they left off. Sun burning into Ruiz's eyes, but he hits Molina with minimal fuss.
Advantage.
Ball is lost forwards. Guillard has snaffled it back for the French. Serin, Astoy. They can rip you apart from anywhere, this French backline. Frisch to Nouchi, one of the busiest players in the first 40 minutes. Nouchi released, got back up again. Ball in one hand like a size 3.
And use it!
Serin this time takes the pragmatic route. Santiago Cordero, I've seen those twinkling toes a few times on these pitches. These dry tracks of Argentina. Tomas Gacho. Ball squirts free. Nouchi for the second time is all over Bassan Velez like an advanced rash. Scrum half will be seeing Nouchi in his nightmares when he goes to bed tonight. Belgique, Oviedo.
Use it! Back foot.
Ricardo Bassan Velez. Pesho. Bassan Velez, by the way,
use it,
he's got an impressive CV on the Sevens circuit.
Last feet,
Plays club rugby in Italy, and not for either of the 2 URC franchises. Plays for one of the domestic teams, Rovigo Delta, the Italian Serie A. It's a big leap from there to the test arena, but he routinely makes it. Serin, Astoy.
All on. Thank you.
Carreras covers.
Argentina, retreat. 6.
Doesn't hit touch.
Yeah, all on.
Instead finds Astoy again, who looks to launch France on a counter. Looked to have knocked the ball on there, he has. Bassan Velez charged down, and Emilien Gailleton, joyeux anniversaire on his 21st birthday. Gailleton with a poacher's efforts And France come tearing back into this test series.
Just take our time. Check in the back now.
We need to clear whether the ball was knocked on here by Astoy.
I think Andrew Brace was basically turning his hips, and so he couldn't see Astoy dropping the ball on the floor, or maybe he considered that the advantage was played by the time the Argentina tried to kick the ball.
That's right.
So Gaeton will be very happy to pick it up.
No clear knock on. Tries good, Quint. Correct.
France will be very happy to take that in the midst of everything that's happened in the first half, in the midst of this clear decision making. You know, a try is a try, an opportunity to score 5 points, given how hard it's been. It's definitely a blessing for France. After the penalty that was kicked originally in the beginning of the second half, the 11 points deficit is absolutely nothing.
Astoy almost charged down by Carreras, who almost clattered the referee. But Astoy once more nerveless off the tee. And in 7 second half minutes, that lead is evaporated from 11 points to 1. And this is how.
No clear knock-on on the floor, considered by the referees. Gaeton blocks, charges down the kick, and then wins the foot race with Carreras to score on his birthday. Like you said beautifully, joyeux anniversaire.
Ball is there.
Gonzalo Bertranou on for the final half hour or so at scrum half for Argentina. Taro Basenveres taking a well-earned rest. Deep kick from Serrat. Cordero, his flashing feet moving. Bertranou. Oviedo steps away from Priat. He's been perhaps Argentina's most impressive performer over the 2 games. Carreras slaps it high. Cordero gives chase. One back by France and by Gaeton. Tuilangi. If you haven't seen a clip of his first try against Uruguay on Wednesday, do go and look it up. 50-meter surge, turning grown men into roadkill. 19 years old. Going to be seeing plenty of him over the next wee while, and there is plenty of him to see. Cordero can't get away from Priat this time. Oviedo, tireless carrier. Matera knew if he got that clear there was an overlap. Moroni to Kremer. Chocoares searching for Delgui, who ducks the enormous deltoids of Jean-Henri Colombe. But Colombe has scooped it up and off he goes with a swerve and a flip pass on the inside. Tight head props should do that stuff more often.
Maybe got slightly overexcited, Jean-Henri Colombe there. He did all the hard work, chasing inside the tackle, and then regathering it on the floor. Léo Barret being subbed out by Gaeton there. Choco Barres, little pop inside. Woof! Delgui did incredibly well to let the bus go above his head.
I'd love to see a slow motion replay, Mr. Argentine TV director. Here we go. Give us it in all its glory. Woof!
Yeah,
there we are.
That was a bit much.
Eduardo Mesio, scorer of Argentina's first try way back on 17 minutes, makes way. And Lucio Sordoni, one of Glasgow Warriors' URC winners, comes off the bench for the final half hour. Argentina missing a few big dogs up front. Joel Sclavi of La Rochelle, not selected for this tour, given some time off to recuperate after a big season. And Franco Molina has also headed to the sheds, which means Matias Alomano in the scrum cap right of your picture comes on for cap number 96, and he is packing down. But no Gomez Codella, no Tetas Chaparro, some back into their careers, and the likes of Besho and Sordoni look to carry the torch on this new Rugby World Cup cycle.
Use it! All the way.
Yushi now playing at number 8 for France. Serra gets a second touch. Mr. Richard. Carré kicks for Atisogbe to chase. Oh, the bounce has outfoxed Bautista Delguin, and Atisogbe makes hay.
Yes.
That cruel oval-shaped ball bamboozling the Pumas winger. Atisogbe has 2 tries in as many matches.
Okay, and there's a try is good.
And
okay,
have France turned this game on its head.
Please. Yeah, he'll check in the background. I haven't got anything live, okay?
Nothing live. That clever little kick by Léo Barré and that cheeky bounce of this rugby ball. This awkward rugby ball. It just needs to bounce at the right way to unfortunately punish Delguy. And to celebrate, or to be a gift for Théo Atisogbe, who we have not even mentioned in this hurl entire first half, a little bit like last week. But when we do, is to score a tremendously important try.
Matthias Moroni, back of your picture with his arms outstretched, was perturbed by what he felt was an obstruction. I'm not sure it was close enough to the ball to make any difference. There he goes down. It's going to be hard to disallow it on that evidence.
Etienne maybe touching his limbs as he was and then tripping him. I think it's totally accidental. And like you said, it's so far from any incidents at chasing that kick. I don't think it can be taken in consideration. I don't think it has been.
Kicks wide from Astoy, but 15 unanswered points in 11 second half minutes for France. We apologise for the loss of pictures coming in from our television colleagues on the ground in Argentina. Get that feedback up and running just as soon as we possibly can. But France, incredibly, from 21 points to 10 down at half-time, now lead by 25 points to 21. Penalty from Astoy early in the second half, then tries within 4 minutes of each other. Emilion Gailleton, his 21st birthday. Théo Atisogbe, still just 19. Combined age of 40, combined caps of 5.
And just, you know, hours of driving in that French seat, because you got to face the adversity of all different types of scenarios and moments to be able to handle anything.
Score remains Argentina 21, France 25, just over 20 minutes to play in Buenos Aires. And once again, we apologise for the loss of pictures coming in from our host broadcast colleagues in Argentina. And here we go, we rejoin the pictures in just enough time to see Andrew Brace dispatching somebody to the sin bin and indicate that the active foul play by Jean-Gervais Colombe is going to be reviewed by the bunker. Any sort of active foul play that meets the yellow card threshold will be reviewed.
Let me know what player is going to come off for the next one. Thanks, Will.
And they're going to have to go down to 13 men as well at some point, because they've lost Mbabamba to an injury, they've lost Colombe to the sin bin period. They're going to have to sacrifice another player to get a front row on at some stage, as and when Argentina look to go to the scrum. But 25-21 in France's favour. Now they've got some defence to do, and without their La Rochelle behemoth.
Okay, let's stay focused now.
We were just blathering away about how France were dominating this, and now it's only 13 men on the field, and the threatening line-out drive potentially by the Pumas only 10 meters out. Totally different story.
Buenos Aires in full song. Argentina sheer off down the blind side. Matera pummeling forward. Bertranu to Kremer, and a Mano right side saddle. 2 meters out Argentina. Ruiz. Gasho! It's a try to rouse a nation. It's the score that nudges Argentina back into the lead. A lead they had frittered away so quickly, but in the blink of a puma's eye, they have regained.
Baptiste Sarin is definitely not happy about how Pablo Matera has won a meter on the floor, but Andrew Brace doesn't want to hear anything about it. Posolo Tuilagi just caught a little bit glaring at the ruck rather than setting himself in position, getting as low as he can, potentially try to hold up Gasho. The impactful loose head prop off the bench, who's going to score this very, very important try for Argentina to put them back leading on the scoreboard. How quickly do things change?
Yeah, that's what I'd love.
Not this time. Carreras pulls his kick to the left, but Argentina back in front. And Thomas Gasho, who set a new record for defenders beaten by a front row at a World Cup last year. Didn't have to beat any to get through, but he's a predator from close range. Had a tough time of it last weekend, made multiple handling errors, lost his place in the starting 15. That's what it means.
Time off. Just wait. Quint. Okay.
Hang on a minute.
Thank you, Matt. 6, yeah. Baptiste. Oh. Yeah. So yellow card will remain a yellow card because the danger's not high. Level of danger's not high. Okay. So yellow card. Thanks, mate. Yeah.
So Jean-Henri Colombe will face no further punishment than the yellow card period he's currently negotiating. And France will be down to 14 still for the next 7 or so minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bertranou.
Stop! Hold on.
Left foot. Barret returns.
Ball retreating.
Chasing his own kick.
Thank you, mate. And contest fair.
Albornoz goes up. Bertranou as well, loses it forwards.
Get advantage over.
In fact, the advantage has been played to Argentina rather than France. Looked like an Argentine knock-on.
Thank you.
But Los Pumas against the 14 men of France can come again. Carreras stabs the kick deep and deeper and deeper. 50-22 secured.
Very, very clever ping-pong rugby, well spotted. Carreras, that's the backfield of the French was totally wide open there. The tall angle to spot it beautifully. No point running if in this new law, if you kick the ball from inside your half, and he manages to make it roll out inside opposition 22. You do get the put in. That's a big moment. France try to come back. Argentina throw them back inside their own 22, and again they're in a very threatening position with one man down. That's the shot of Georges-Henri Colombe that we didn't see. Second tackler way too high, quite clumsy but unintentional, and not probably a degree of danger. So the yellow card remains a yellow card, does not get upgraded to a red.
Matera climbs highest. Ruiz, Bertranou, Moroni, beautiful hands to Albornoz. Upright collision with Frisch. Argentina smell blood here. Carreras.
Onside.
Bertranou. Oviedo has another shot. Oh, it's terrific work from Guillard.
Leave.
Just when France looked to be on the ropes, Michael Guillard, who's hurt himself in the process, comes up with a whopping steal.
That's a sensational effort by the youngster. Again, the line out was working really well. Dummy drive, pick and roll, attacking the line at pace. The back defenders from France were the The line out is really under pressure, but good low tackle by Briat, and then Guillard puts the hand on the ball. And that is a sensational steal rewarded by Andrew Brace. That is worth a lot. Obviously, he's going to pay for it with the pain that comes with it, by having some Argentinian forwards try to get him off that ball as hard, as violently as they possibly can within the rules. Really important moment. And I was thinking about it, just seeing Sébastien Taofi-Fenouat. They might have the opportunity actually to stick him at tight head.
Okay, time on.
If there is another scrum within whilst Jean-Jean Colombe is still sitting his yellow card on the bench.
Le line.
15 tackles now made by Michael Guillard. His first start in international rugby. He's acquitted himself very well. Plays a lot of back row as well as second row, and he's barred up in a big way today. Big throw for Gaëtan Barlow. No Colombe to help the lift. Beautifully tapped down at the back. Concordier. Serra saw some space and then lashed the kick cross field. Taken instead by Carreras. Bertranou. Matiera. Who the Centurion would love to score a big try for his team today. Santi Cordero. And Pedro Rubiolo, another Newcastle Falcon, off the bench. Big abrasive flanker. Gascio, a little bit of footwork from the loose head. Plays for Benetton in Italy. Albornoz. And Matera, helped out by Kremer. Gaëtan just has to cling on to a big limb and hope for the best. Joguares. Good shot from Priat. Bertranou. Albornoz, Moroni, Santi Carreras can't cling on. And Lestareccia has it back for France. Moroni caught him high and acknowledged that fact with that raised hand. And Andrew Brace has a bit to sort out here. And once again, we apologise for the loss of that feed coming in from Argentina. Clearly some technical issues. We'll do our best to get that back for you in the nick of time, but you can see Matias Moroni just went in for the tackle, dipped his head a bit and actually raised his hand to acknowledge the fact he knew it was an illegal shot. Andrew Brace was just about to pull over potentially some footage of that tackle just to make sure there was nothing further than a penalty required. That head-to-head between...
So it's definitely not ideal, this scenario, but that's where you test, you know, the toughness of the players, their solidarity, their togetherness.
And we've gone to uncontested scrums with Colombe serving the final seconds of his sin-bin period. Ati Sogbe had to go in and stand in as a makeshift flanker. Colombe was binned. 56 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. So he's got just over a minute and a half left to serve. Argentina will be so desperate to make that one-man advantage pay. Oviedo to Trocoares. Bertranou, Kremer. He'll charge and charge and charge some more. Bertranou again, Matera again, getting through so much work. Oviedo, unrelenting. Carrying work from the 8. Albornoz sniping 6 meters out. Ruiz. France are rocking here. A flurry of Argentine blows, pummeling that Sean Edwards blitz D. Lestareccia slows it up well, but Matera can come again. Antoine Frisch with the tackle. 3 meters out now, Argentina. Penalty advantage secured. They'll want more than 3 points. They'll have 7. It's a double for Gascio. Vamos, Los Pumas. Buenos Aires is bouncing.
Strong, very, very strong. Again, the same sort of start. Oviedo causing all sorts of trouble off the base. Chocobares running a big, strong outside line, and then the big runners. Kremer, Gachot to finish it. All seems too easy. Big smile on his face. Right hand extension, crosses the line. But it's that overwhelming power. One man down, dominating the collisions. The Pumas have got a big smile on their faces. And a big smile at just dominating, again, that physical side of rugby. Nothing too flash, nothing too complicated. Just carry after carry, meter after meter, and point after point.
A seesawing second half. Argentina led 21-10 when the teams re-emerged. They trailed 25-21 as recently as 15 minutes ago. Now they lead by 8 points again. And Thomas Gachot, almost single-handedly, has flipped this contest. 2-score advantage and a first cap for another of French rugby's shining young lights. Baptiste Jonot, what a time for him to come on. 19 years of age, the young scrum half of Clermont. Such clamour around him back in France. Many were desperate for him to get a start last weekend. He's on for Seurat, his namesake and captain. Léo Barré, cute dummy. Clung on to by Albornoz. Teddy Bobigny, another who's on at hooker for France. We're now back to the 15 men with Colombe reintroduced. Lestereccia cut down as he kicked it. Albornoz covering well. He's got a huge left boot. Counter-attack opportunity for France. If Atisogbe wants to take advantage, he's caught. Good chase from Albornoz. Chocoares was in there too. Jonot's first touch. Nushi, who has been everywhere for France tonight. And we're seeing more of him than we bargained, losing his shorts. Just listen to the noise. Big win by Lestereccia, which will just simmer down the volume a little.
Good high ball by Baptiste Jonot, fantastic chase by Tixeron. And Lestereccia, the Stade Francais winger, very good on the floor. Always there competing and rewarding his team with a very good penalty, allowing Antoine Astoy to find touch just about 10 meters out from the line. But Atisogbe there, being chopped down by the Argentinian defense. Too soft, too predictable. That's much better. Big strong tackle. Battle won on the floor.
Come in, numbers.
France needs to score now if they want to give themselves an opportunity to snatch the victory.
Santi Carreras cramping up. He's down and out just now as his teammates try to hold France at bay. 10 minutes left. 2 scores required for Les Bleus. Penalty advantage tucked in their pocket. Baptiste Jonot. Colombe holds on. Dishes it back for Talfi Fenois. Nushi. Jonot. Briat. Concorrier clattering forwards. Takes out Moroni. Jonot with loose ball. Astoy. Atisogbe. The pass was forward. And you'd have backed the young speedster from that position.
16 lifting the leg, causing the collapse.
Ignacio Ruiz picked up by Andrew Brace for lifting a leg in that driving maul. The good line-out catch by Briat. France will get a second chance. But 8 points behind, they have to score pretty quick. Kick the conversion to then allow themselves to potentially have another shot at going above. Now Astoy can win a few meters, probably 5 meters out now this time.
Time off. Thank you. Just wait there, please.
Just a clash of knees perhaps there between Carreras and Romain Briat. He's not had his injury troubles to seek. Santi Carreras had his appendix removed a few months ago, which meant he missed Gloucester's run to the Challenge Cup final when they lost to the Sharks. He's off. Matias Orlando, another former Newcastle Falcon, is on. They're playing for the Miami Sharks in America's Major League Rugby.
It's in those moments, Jamie, where you want to have the maximum experience. Tixiron, Briat, Nouchi, Bobigny at hooker.
Briat's the option at the front. Oh, he's troubled and lost it, but Bobigny picks it up. And it did go forwards. And that error is celebrated like an Argentine try.
Yeah. It's a mental battle. Kremer, Alemano, they are celebrating this win. They managed to make a mess out of this French line-out. This huge opportunity for them to score. Briat not being able just to regather that ball and create the driving maul as wanted. Bobigny tried to scrap it.
Come on, let's go.
Huge scrum for France. Do not get penalized, France, otherwise Argentina will have such an easy exit. But definitely don't get rolled over, because mentally that would be the final blow.
Sebastian Delphi-Frenois had to play the bulk of that midweek match against Uruguay to account for that injury to Demba Bamba. He's going to the well again for France up front. Choco Ares does that thankless hoovering up of gain line meters so effectively.
Hold on.
Bertranou will look for touch and find it.
He'll be frustrated by the distance that he cut with that right foot of his. Bertranou wanted to exit his team a lot further than that. Good opportunity for France. Interesting line out just outside the 22. Maybe shifting the problem a little bit by allowing the backs to have a run.
Just wait, hooker. Okay, Tom on, let's go. Let's go, allez.
Bobigny, Briat again, loses it. Sordoni comes piling through. He wanted that match ball. Briat takes out his frustration on Paulo Matera.
Use it! Take him back.
Bertranou can't go straight to touch this time. Keeps it in the field of play. Moroni's after it. Argentine possession. Knock-on advantage. Can they fill it, France, from deep? Mateo Carreras, he's the buzz bomb. Look at him fighting through the tackles of much bigger men. Choco Ares, Albornoz running into Bobigny.
Onside, Roger.
Luis. Cordero, just couldn't find Pedro Rubiolo. He was looming on his shoulder. Albornoz saw space, you could see he'd spotted some unguarded Buenos Aires turf. Barret would love this to roll dead, but it's not going to cooperate. And rather than take the goal line dropout, Barret looks to run and can't make a huge amount of ground with the kick.
Decision making, that's what experience is all about. Under pressure, do I let the ball try to roll potentially out of play and get a scrum where the ball was kicked? Or do I just pick it up? I understand with this new rule, if I put it down in my end zone, it's like you said, it's going to be an end zone drop goal, drop out. But now neither were done, and so Argentina have got again a very interesting line out for them just outside the French 22. 5 minutes to go. Pablo Matera's got a big smile on his face. He's got Alemano next to him, he's got Kremer next to him.
There's some blue on blue there. Kel Guyard inadvertently taken out by Lenny Nouchi as he tackled Cordero.
Numbers.
Big moments these. Potentially match-deciding moments. Kremer. Oviedo loses it. France not done yet. They need to score twice, but they've got to put into this scrum.
The young Lenny Nouchi has been a sensational defender today again. You saw a couple of missed tackles, drop-off tackles, bit shaky defense, especially in the first half for France. Rarely was it about him. His one-on-one tackling has been tremendous.
Okay, let's go, please.
His work rate is sensational. He just doesn't look like a guy who is celebrating his second cap because he jumped on the starting lineup after Judikel Concorrier dropped out sick last week. A superb prospect, very young player.
Point! Sit. Good, stay.
Approaching do-or-die time for Fabien Galtier's Calo France. Jono, one of the youngest. Barré to Ati Sogbe. All age 21 or less. Jono. Astoy to Colombe. To Elangi. Neat pullback for Astoy. Space here for Frisch and Gaëtan, who releases Nestor Richard. The Stade Francais flyer down the touchline. Moroni, such a smart defender, gets him. Briat, good footwork. Quick ball, slick ball for France. Astoy has to take it himself, then finds Tuilangi. They'll need to jump on him and chop him down like an oak tree. Echat, loose but tidied up. Gaëtan, Taoufik Fenois was not expecting that pass.
First man.
Argentina steal it, and then Taoufik Fenois plays it on the ground. And it's Joaquin Oviedo again.
Back, please.
He has been a constant thorn in the French side.
First man. Got to be on your feet to play the ball. 17.
That is a sensational turnover. Sébastien Taoufik Fenois, I'm not totally sure, was he expecting that ball? Surprised but chopped down by Argentinian defenders, who then were not surprised but were happening, not so much focused on the French strategy, but focusing on their energy, their attention to detail. And I think that could be the turnover of the win. Chocobares just throwing everything he's got. And like you said, Jamie, Oviedo, such a force. Celebrated that Chocobares, the Toulouse center. Very proud, and he knows the energy required to win those big games. And I think Argentina could potentially just seal it in this passage of play.
Into the final 2 minutes. Argentina all but home and host. Matera. Another big bruising effort from the Centurion. Kremer. Jono just has to stand firm, and Colombe will win France the penalty.
Tackler didn't affect any arriving player.
Got to get on with it, France. They can't hang around. They're going to touch. They need to go to touch quickly. Remember, they must score twice. 8-point margin. Converted try isn't enough, even to draw this one.
They have to kick to touch and they have to run to touch. Only 70 seconds on the clock.
Numbers. 5.
This is where you need your first phase strike play to fire. Frisch to Tuilangi. Look at him rumble. Like a scene from Jurassic Park. But again, France discipline phrase.
First man in entry, 6.
And the most disciplined team
Release the ball on the ground,
in the 2024 Six Nations has leaked penalty after penalty.
Let's go, guys.
And ultimately that could be what's cost them tonight.
Yeah, the winning turnover will be for Bertrano. After another bruising run of Tuilagi, I think Fabien Galtier putting in the big man. Pozzolo Tuilagi at halftime was expecting a lot more. But look, he has simply won the battle. Lenny Nushi, probably his only mistake of the game. In the scrum half, he's got his hands on the ball. Big clear out by Frisch. And he wins the turnover that will seal the deal for the Argentinian victory. Big collective effort.
An eardrum splitting noise, the hooter sounds. It's victory for Argentina. For 2 years, 2 long and frequently painful years, Argentina have not won a match in their own country, in front of their own proud, passionate and effervescent people. But that wait has come to a shuddering end beneath the Estadio Vélez Sarsfield floodlights. They have rebounded in emphatic fashion from the anguish of Mendoza. They have shown a true account of themselves, of the caps, the pedigree and the class in their ranks, and they have levelled the series at the second time of asking. Full time in Buenos Aires, Argentina 33, France 25.